the feedback that you get is amazing, right? Because it tells people, okay, I loved Evolve as a speaker. I want to bring them back, all of that. And I'll share some of that feedback with you on the back end. You can have the best talk in the world, but if you're not organized, following up and building relationships, you will literally stay invisible. Today, I'm going to share with you the top 3 tools every successful speaker needs to go from hobbyist to professional. I'm Evolve Benton, founder of Speaking for Profit University, and I've helped hundreds of speakers just like you streamline their business and land 5 to 6 figure speaking opportunities and build out systems that make their process simple and repeatable. So today we're going to break down my top 3 favorite tools to get you booked and help you stay profitable in your business, because the number one thing that you don't want to do is miss the bag. If we're putting so much energy into securing the bag, we don't want to miss it. So these tools will help you with outreach, will help you with building credibility, but also will help you staying organized, because when you start to really get into your bag and into your business and you're out traveling, or if you're saying even remote and you're speaking all the time, you can lose track of some of the most important things in your business. So let's get started. So the first tool that we're going to talk about is called SpeakerDrive. SpeakerDrive is an outreach engine that is a database for speakers. So think about this, a space where you can find events, decision makers, and literally utilize the system to reach out to new people every day. So I'm going to take you on the back end of SpeakerDrive so that you can see it, because it's nothing better than actually seeing the tool right in front of you and how it works. And I just found this tool. Shout out to the founder of SpeakerDrive, Evolve Benton, and also shout out to Rocky Janelle for putting me on this tool. So I have not utilized the paid version of it yet, but even if SpeakerDrive is not the tool you choose to use, you do need some type of outreach system. You can find other ones like Instantly that I've heard of. There's various different tools that people use. I'm going to focus on this one because I think that it's probably the most user-friendly, and also it's a tool that I plan on investing in, especially in the next few months, to get a little bit more feedback. So we'll be doing more tutorials on SpeakerDrive, but let's get into the simple elements that you need when it comes to this type of outreach system. So the first thing that you could do on SpeakerDrive that always excites me about these type of tools is you're able to find leads. Now, many of us have speaking consulting businesses that are built off of referral and word of mouth, which is amazing. Somebody will tell people about you. They hear you speaking or be facilitated in a workshop that you've put on, and that's great. But that well can run dry, especially if you're looking for particular kind of opportunities. So if you know you want to speak at college graduations, or you know you want to speak at healing retreats or conferences, you have to narrow it down and actually do direct outreach instead of relying on word of mouth. Not saying you turn off word of mouth, like you're like, you know what, I'm not accepting any more referrals. That's not what we're saying. What you're going to do is, yes, you're going to keep that funnel going. Great. You're accepting referrals. Word of mouth is going good. Let's double down on that and actually do direct outreach. So what I love about SpeakerDrive in particular is that we have an opportunity to find events themselves. So as you can see here, if you click over here, you can pick different event types that you will be able to search: conferences, summits, companies, workshops, virtual events, trade shows. So you can pick those different type of event categories, whether it's leadership, nonprofit, education. And then you also can look at like, what is the potential that they might be paying? Like how much, paying up to 5,000, 30,000, variable range. And then you also can look at it by location. So let's say you're like, hey, yeah, I want to speak in the United States. That's great. But maybe you want to go beyond. You want to go in Canada or to Australia or the Middle East. You can look there as well. And then if you do put the United States, you can also break it down by state. What state do you want to be speaking in, and what events do you want to look for? So this itself is game changer. I've used Google and ChatGPT and different AI tools the last couple of years to research events that are going on. So having this is going to really support us in being able to find events that are actually looking for speakers and that are looking for speakers that they want to pay. So this is one way that you can utilize the tool. So let's say here for the Visual Studio Live Las Vegas, let's say that you were interested in going on and unlocking this. You would click unlock, and then it would give you the information on the back end about the event so that you could apply. So this tool is built like many other tools where it has credits, right? You unlock credits depending on what you've paid. I'm on the free plan, so I think it gave me maybe 6 or 7 credits to start. So I'm not going to click a lot of things because I want to save those credits for future tutorials that I plan on doing, and also for future resource for myself. But I just wanted to share that with you, right? Like, you do have the ability to do that. Now, when it comes to contacts, if you want to search particular kind of people, you can do that as well. And you can kind of reset the filter, and you will base it off of the same type of filters. What is the category? What's the potential? What's the location? But you also can search people. Now, what I love about the people in particular, and I'll show you a couple that I've already unlocked. For instance, Scott Carter here. If we click his information, not only do I have the ability to reach out to Scott and, generate outreach based off of Scott's email, which is great. I can also connect with Scott on LinkedIn. So what we know about outreach when it comes to sales is oftentimes people need to see you or your product or service 6 or 7 times before they take the leap. We even know that from advertisement. So being able to connect, yes, on email, but also get that connection on LinkedIn is also really promising. So just a couple of things to consider when it comes to SpeakerDrive and a particular outreach system. You're going to want to have this. What I love about what Austin has created is that this in itself is free to get started. They do have some plans that are that charge you like a monthly fee. But if you're able to reach out to 200 or 300 people a month, imagine how far your business can go. They also have added a new autopilot side of things. I have not tried this yet, but you'll be able to put your outreach on automatically, so it can have it happening while you sleep. And I think that's going to be phenomenal as well. So if you're interested in SpeakerDrive and an outreach tool, look for the link in the description. But that's the number one thing that you want to have. You have to have the ability to find new events, new people to reach out to, new decision makers, and SpeakerDrive can be your tool for that. So that's the first one. The second one that I want to share with you all that I know is so promising and has definitely helped me build and continue to build my business is Talkadot. And Talkadot is a great tool because, one, you can receive feedback from the audience via QR code or a link if you're doing it virtually. The feedback that you get is amazing, right? Because it tells people, okay, I loved Evolve as a speaker. I want to bring them back, all of that. And I'll share some of that feedback with you on the back end. But what Talkadot has started to do, especially in 2025, is think about organizations who want to find speakers on Talkadot. So you can also create a whole profile where people can find out more about you. And a lot of the data that's on your profile is actually collected from the events that you've already had and the feedback that you've gotten. So let me share with you Talkadot, and you can see that as a resource as well. This is another resource. I'll put the link in the description that you can utilize for free. And of course, they have a paid version, but you can get started with most of these tools for free to understand how to use it and to see how it can support you and your business. So we're going to log into Talkadot. We'll go back over to the main page. They also have a community, and that's where we were just at. So if we go to leads, right? I need to upgrade my account. So I have more leads on here than they actually allow you to have on a free plan. So I probably will upgrade the next couple of weeks. But the way that they break down leads, like let's say I'm talking at an event and the event's going really well. And I decide, hey, everyone, I want to give you the slides. I want to give you the slides to this event. But in order for you to get this gift, I would love feedback about my presentation. So they're going to click a QR code or they'll click a link in the chat and they're going to give me feedback. But on the back end of that, it has a question that asks people, would you like to bring Evolve in for a speaking engagement, or do you have a referral for Evolve? So if they do, Talkadot will put them into bunches at the end, right? So right now we have 290 leads, But out of those 290, 35 are hot leads. Hot leads mean people who are like, hey, Evolve, I have something for you right now. 53 of those leads are just referrals. They have referrals for me. And then 253 of those gave their email to be added to the email list. So they automatically break it down. And what you can do, and we'll talk about this next because this is an important tool, is you can connect Talkadot to your CRM so that you can add them to your email list and continue to nurture them about upcoming products, services, events, speaking opportunities that you have coming up. So this is also another way for you to build your email list, which I love. So let me take you on the back end of this so you can see a little bit. So this is the leads. If we go over to talks, these are the talks that I've done, right? Where we've collected information on Talkadot. Every event that I do, I don't always use Talkadot. Sometimes it's not appropriate, right? Like sometimes companies and organizations have their own surveys that they use. But when I'm able to use it, I'm able to get feedback. So let's look at this one. I did an event for Women's Equality Day, which was really great with demand base. And we got 14 responses and we got 4 leads from that. Now, if we click into this, you'll see the breakdown of it. So they've asked questions. 100% of the folks found this valuable. 100% would hear this speech again. Attendees found the session interactive, relevant, and it gives you the percentage of what they clicked. And then it also gives you some quotes from the folks who attended the event and feedback that they've given you based off of it, which is great, right? So you can use this as feedback for your website. Okay, cool. I have testimonials from Demandbase, which is an amazing software company. People have given me great feedback on it. I can also give this to the event organizer and share the report. And with that can give them data that they can give back to their leadership team so that when we're talking about doing a speaking engagement in the next year or in the next quarter, we have data to say that this was successful. So I love Talkadot for so many reasons, but I love the fact that we can build our email list, get leads that are referrals or potentially actual opportunity from the audience that we're speaking to, and then we get this data. Now, what they've really done to really use this data in a particularly magical way is now you can also create your own public profile. So I have my public profile set up here. I have a few images of me, my location, and then this is drawing from the data of the events that I've had that have been on Talkadot. So 100% usually find my events valuable. 98% will want to see me again. Achieved event goals, right? Clients will rehire. So all that data is there as well. The things that I speak on: communication, stress management, community and civic organizations, corporate and teams, workshops and keynotes. So what type of events, what people are saying. So they put together like generated kind of like AI summary of what people say about my events. And then key outcomes that have came from the events that I've hosted. All of this is pulling from the data from the surveys that we've already done. I've put in the bio, that was information that I put in, and then I can attach like more talks and videos, which I'll do in the future. And then this is like some recent audience feedback. And then some of the talks that I've done, the organizations that I've worked with. And then here it even has like, what's my typical fee? And where people can put in a proposal to reach out to me on Talkadot. So I have the free plan, y'all, and I have access to all this. I plan on upgrading in a couple of weeks. And I suggest that many of you, when you get to that point where you can't collect all your leads, you go on and update as well and upgrade your account. But I just wanted to show this to you because this is a great space for so many different things with your business. But in order for SpeakerDrive and in order for Talkadot to be really successful, the next thing that we all need to consider. Hey there, I'm Evolve Benton, and if you're here, I know something about you. You're a powerful speaker with a message, and you're creating great impact in the world, but unfortunately, your income does not reflect that. That stops now. Welcome to the Profitable Speaker Circle, a system-led community where we focus on landing high-paid speaking contracts, building out your signature talk, and making sure that you have a system that is easeful for your life and for your business. In this program, I teach you the wealthy speaker method, the exact strategies that my clients have used to make over $3 million in the speaking and consulting industry without big followings or speakers bureaus. Here's what you'll get as a member: the complete wealthy speaker method, signature talk creator templates, your booking pipeline builder, virtual stage mastery system, and my authority building testimonial framework. Check out these clips as you hear from some of my clients who've moved from making $500 to $5,000 in the speaking and consulting industry.
So I'm coming in on a year starting from scratch with nothing. And I've already been able to collect and certify and finish up 3 speaking engagements, totaling over $45,000 in revenue. We're still working on getting kind of all the other types of programs together, but I just had to stop and say just really all of what's happening, and just being a burnout coach and knowing how important kind of the time is and how we balance things and how we work things out. I just have to say, with the material that we're going over, how they teach us how to actually be not just great speakers, but CEOs of our business, and the respect towards time and family and structure, and just really the TLC that's in this program is unlike anything I've ever seen.
The last couple of years, you've had ups and downs when it comes to the business, but I think the last few months you've spoken a lot. One, what was the most exciting speaking opportunity that you got? And 2, what's the biggest bag? Because, people always want to know a little bit about the money.
I believe that the most exciting opportunity that I got a chance to do was for this organization called the Corporate Council for Men of Color. Right. And so they have different components to a corporate council for men of color, corporate council for women of color. And I got to talk about career progression, right? And how to progress in your career and some of the things that you could do. And they actually flew me out to New York, right? They flew me out to New York, first class.
And fancy.
Fancy. Right. Stayed at a really nice hotel right in the heart of New York City as well. And so that was really, really, I believe, one of the most exciting engagements that I had. And the biggest bag I got, you mean in terms of how much it was?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. The biggest bag I've got so far for one engagement has been $5,000.
Yeah.
And that is not including travel costs. Right. So they paid for flight, hotel, food, different things like that. But $5,000 came from just speaking, and the fact that after I spoke, they ordered books, even more books, because they ordered books for the event to pass out. Right. It's like, prizes for students who volunteered. But then after the fact, one of the directors said, hey, we want to buy more books. So they even bought some more books. So it was like $5,000 to do an hour engagement. They bought books, and that was in addition to travel costs. So that was the biggest bag that I've gotten thus far.
This isn't just another watch later course. This is a community that's going to help you create more impact and more income in your life and in your business. It's a proven system with real community, real results, and real wins. If you're done winging it and ready to build a profitable and sustainable speaking business, click the link below to join the Profitable Speaker Circle, and we'll see you inside. And if you're still not sure about it, we could book a strategy call and talk a little bit more about it together. The link is below. They're investing in is going to be a CRM, which is a client relationship management system. And the reason I'm really getting into the organizational side of a speaker's business is I was talking to a client about a month ago, an amazing client, and they said, Evolve, I'm getting so much business, which is a great problem to have, that I'm missing out on opportunity. And particularly they missed out on a $30,000 contract. They forgot to sign it because they didn't have a system that was set up to remind them about these processes. And that's what a CRM is going to do for you. It's going to put you in a space where when someone enters your ecosystem, your email list, they have a pipeline, right? A step. Where are they going to go next? Okay, they've filled out my contact form on my website. We get on a call, and now I'm expected to send over a proposal. So if you get on 5 calls that week and you have 5 proposals, you need to know when those things are due. And with your CRM, you can set up reminders and different things on the inside to really support you with that. What's really great is at Speaking for Profit, we have had the opportunity to create our own client relationship management system. It's the S4P CRM. And I'm going to take you on the back end so you can see a few of the tools that you can utilize within that CRM. And if you think that it's something that you want to utilize, we'll have the link in the description so that you can get started today. I think that a speaker without some type of relationship management system is not a professional speaker. You're a hobbyist at this point because you're not setting yourself up for success to have something to manage. Now, in the past, my clients have used HoneyBook, Salesforce, HubSpot, Kajabi, so many different tools, but we decided to build our own particularly for speakers. Now, 3 things when it comes to a CRM. And you can find this in so many, but I would suggest going with the S4P one because it's built for speakers. One, when we set up our calendar, we want to ask particular questions on our calendar so that the discovery call that we have with people is actually successful. And successful is not always they signed a contract with me and I got the bag. Successful means that we have an understanding of the scope of work so that we can put together a proposal that gets us paid, but also that protects the intellectual property and the integrity of our business. And in order to be able to do that, we need to already have some questions answered before the call. So we're asking things like budget, we're asking things like location, outcomes from the event. Do you have any other speakers that have spoken before? All these questions help us to frame the call. So when I get on the call, I'm able to be like, hey, Sarah, thank you so much for getting on the call with me. I see that you're having an event in December. Looks like you would love a keynote. I have all that information so we can really get down to how to make the event successful. If there are budget constraints, I can know that. So when I put together a proposal, I actually put together an offer that they need and not something that feels out of scope. So one, having your calendar together and the questions, the application for your calendar. The other thing that the CRM is going to give you is a direct pipeline so you understand how cash flow is going in your business. If you know what, I have about 15 proposals out. Great. Maybe that means that it's time for you to slow down the outreach side of your business, wait for some of those proposals to come through and work on another project in your business. But sometimes we don't know how much we have out there because we're so busy in the flow of our business. So that's going to be great, your pipeline and your calendar. And then the other thing that I really love about our CRM that I shared with you is the ability to manage your social media and your marketing, which is so important as creators and as speakers. Now, I'm not saying you got to be a big influencer in order to get paid speaking gigs, but what I am saying is people do trust people who are more consistent online. That's what we've seen. And that doesn't mean you have to post every day. Consistency is all up to you. But if you're showing up every 2 weeks, doing that consistently, people are going to notice it. If you're showing up sporadically, people are going to notice that as well. So let's go on the back end of the S4P CRM so you can see it and believe it. This is just a mock template, but let's start with opportunities and pipeline. So essentially we have new lead, warm lead, discovery call, proposal sent, right? So as we have these different triggers, that's what we're going to call them, that are set off in our business when people join our contact form. When people reach out to us, maybe we get on an actual discovery call. As we move them along the pipeline, different things will actually happen within the CRM. And the way we have ours set up is you'll meet with one of our team members and they'll help you to create your pipelines. Because maybe for your discovery call afterwards, you want to send a thank you. Maybe when the proposal is sent, you want to put together an invoice automatically so you don't have to wait to do that until they accept it. Maybe once the contract is sent, you want to set up some reminders about the payment process. Maybe once the deposit is paid, you want to make sure to send a thank you email. before the event, maybe there's a list of information that you want to make sure you collect or you send to the decision makers. Once the speech is delivered, I'm sure that you might want to give them information from the survey or potentially book another call for another speaking engagement. And then you might want to do some upsell or licensing with them as well. So what this does is it'll move folks along the pipeline. And as they move along the pipeline, it will give them different tasks that lead or that customer would do within your CRM. So they will automatically receive emails, text messages, all of that. So you don't have to worry about doing that. And then you can also see like who's in my pipeline, how many people are there right now, right? It says one new opportunity. We'll be able to see that, and that can actually tell us how to forecast and what to do next in our business. So that's the pipeline. The other thing I was telling you about was the calendar, which our calendar is set up just like a Calendly, right? But what we've done is, and it'll take a moment for this to come up, we've included a particular kind of calendar, so you can just recreate that depending on what you need, right? So depending on what you need in your business, you can create a calendar. It could be based off of a personal booking, round robin, where you bring a few folks on the call, collective booking. So it's like you having Calendly or Acuity already built into it. But what's great about this is you can still connect it to your pipeline and to your triggers. So if someone books a call with you, and maybe the next step is you want to send them a thank you, or you want to send them an onboarding form if the call goes well, moving them along the pipeline, but also them going through here will give them access to that. Or let's say someone pays you for a paid call. Maybe you're a coach or a consultant, then you want to just send them your calendar. That can happen automatically. So the other thing I'll show you, there's so much on the CRM, y'all, but I'm just showing you a bit of what we have. But the other thing I'll show you is going to be marketing side of it. So if we go to marketing, we can integrate all of these social media platforms in order to grow our business. So Facebook, Instagram, Threads, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube, Pinterest, and Blue Sky. And I'm sure they'll add on more as social media continues to grow. But we can set these up so that we're able to bulk schedule, set up some evergreen posts, some reoccurring posts that we create. And this just makes the process of creating social media a lot easier. We also have built-in email marketing. So if you would like to send off emails to folks, you can have countdown timers. You can set up some affiliate partnerships if you want. Pretty much anything that you can think about within your business, you will be able to do within this CRM. And many other CRMs work in this particular way. But what's different, particularly about the S4P CRM, is that within the S4P CRM, you have the ability to be onboarded. So what happens to me, y'all, and I know this might happen to y'all, I have these tools, I sign up for them, and I'm unaware of how to use them. Most of the time, I don't even use all of the benefits because I have not had a proper onboarding. So what we're doing that's a little bit different, instead of saying, hey, y'all, you can get this for $65 a month. No, you have to pay a setup fee so that our team can set you up properly and successfully so that the tool actually works for you. So you'll pay a setup fee and a monthly fee right away, and then you'll be charged monthly. But our monthly fee is $65. And the reason we've kept it so low is because we know that speakers, your cash flow, you don't want to be spending hundreds of dollars a month on tools. Many of us already are. So why not lower our cost? And then you will have an onboarding call with one of our specialists, and they'll literally will go through so that your business is set up on the CRM in the most successful way as possible. That's what really makes us different and what's going to help us stand out to support speakers even more. Because there's so many CRM systems, but to have that direct touch to look at your business and set it up. We also have on the back end customer service to support you as well. That's what's going to change the game. So top 3 tools. You got to have something for outreach because you want to be able to reach out to people, new people, and be able to support them. right? So you got to have your outreach set up. The second thing that you're going to want to have set up beyond outreach is a way to collect feedback and testimonials when you're at speaking engagements live, so that you can follow up with potential referrals or potential people in the audience who want to hear you speak again. So that's going to be Talkadot. And then to bring it all together, so when leads join you on Talkadot, they go into your email system, you're able to follow up with them. Or let's say you find some cold leads that are amazing on SpeakerDrive. To be able to ground yourself and have a foundational support for that, you're going to want to have a CRM. These are the top 3 tools. Now, yes, you do need to have a great speech. Yes, you do need to have great delivery. A website is also promising, a media kit, all of these. But these 3 tools are going to keep you in business and keep you successful. If this video has been helpful for you and your business, go on and like, subscribe, and make sure you share it with another speaker and a consultant. If these tools interest you, the link to them are going to be in the description of the video. And do me a favor, in the comments, let me know, what do you have? Do you currently have a CRM? Do you currently have an outreach system? Do you already have a tool like Talkadot? If you have these tools, let us know, because I'm always interested in learning and demonstrating more tools that we can all utilize to be successful in our lives and in our businesses. Thank you so much for using your most valuable resource with me, which is your time. I really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.